There are 9,998 cumulative cases of coronavirus in the Victorian community, 723 new since we last updated you. Given the volume, I'm sure you'll understand that breakdowns in relation to those cases will be a feature of the Chief Health Officer media release that will come out later on today. There are 5,385 active cases, 4,516 in restricted areas, so Melbourne Metro and Mitchell Shire, and 255 in regional Victoria. And I'll come back to regional Victoria in just a moment. I'm saddened to have to report that the total number of people who have died because of this global pandemic in Victoria is now 105. That is 13 additional fatalities. To the extent possible, we'll provide you with any additional information, but what I can share with you now, 3 men and 3 women in their 70s, 3 men and 2 women in their 80s, and 2 men in their 90s. We send our condolences, our best wishes, our thoughts and prayers to those families. This will be incredibly challenging. The best at this stage, there's still some confirming work being done, but I think 10 of those 13 are connected to aged care, but we will confirm that later on in the day. Too many people are still going to work when they have symptoms. Too many people are going to work, even some, when they have a positive test result. That's a small number, though. I think a bigger number are people that are between having the test taken and getting the results. They are still presenting to work. And for so long as that continues, then we will continue to see numbers go up. The only way that numbers will come down and do so steadily is if people, when they are unwell, even very mildly unwell, go and get tested quickly and then isolate until they get their test result, and then of course based on that result do as they're asked to do from that point onwards. The active cases, the split that I spoke about before, 4,516 in Metro Melbourne and Mitchell Shire and around 255 in regional Victoria. 159 of those active cases, 159 of those 255 active cases are from 6 local government areas that surround the Geelong corridor. That is why I'm announcing from 11:59 p.m. tonight, so essentially from midnight tonight, in the local government areas of Greater Geelong, Surf Coast, Moorabool, Golden Plains, Colac Otway and the borough of Queenscliff. People will no longer be able to have visitors to their home. There is currently a limit that is now going to 0 from midnight tonight. So you cannot visit friends, they cannot visit you. Hospitality venues will remain open, and I know that may seem counterintuitive, and many things in this virus are, but some of the transmission is household to household. The larger part of it is, of course, in workplaces, but some of the transmission is in households. And that makes sense when you think about it. People are not necessarily keeping their distance in their family home. It's a natural thing. You let your guard down. Hugs and kisses and handshakes, not necessarily adhering to the protocols that are a feature of hospitality, cafes, restaurants, pubs being open. They are supervised environments. They are regulated environments. There are time limits, for instance. They're in a very different set of circumstances. I know that it may seem, as I said, counterintuitive that you can go to the pub but you can't go to your mate's place, but ultimately that's where the data drives that decision. The data drives that decision. That's where the transmission is. It's not in cafes and restaurants, but it is in small numbers in people's homes, one family to another. A group of visitors either getting it from a family that have got it and may not know, or vice versa. So from midnight tonight, 11:59 p.m. tonight, there can be no visitors to your home if you're in any of those local government areas that I have listed. I'll come back to some broader commentary about regional Victoria, but the second announcement that I want to make is that from 11:59 p.m. on Sunday night, so midnight Sunday night, every single person in regional Victoria, when out of their home, will need to wear a mask or a face covering. In other words, the rules that currently apply and have been so well taken up and I'm very proud to think that people across Melbourne and Mitchell Shire have stepped up and are wearing masks. It's very hard to find anybody as you move around the community that isn't wearing a mask, and I'm deeply grateful to each of them for doing that. It's inconvenient, it's challenging, but it's essentially stage 4 for Melbourne, and it's something we can do in regional Victoria without causing significant economic cost, but getting a really significant public health benefit. So that is from midnight Sunday, everyone in regional Victoria, and therefore everyone across the whole state, will have to wear a mask, and I stress, or a face covering whenever they're out of their home.